Welcome to Red V TV, supported by Chapel House Cars for the 2025 season. And we are a fortnight away from the new campaign. And for those who went to school, that means it's 14 days away. And that can only mean one thing, Kevin.
It's our number 14. It's Moses Mbye. And Moses is sponsored by Bailey's Landscapes.
Bailey's Landscapes are a landscaping and grounds maintenance company who do turfing, fencing, flagging, lawn care, artificial grass, weed killing, and lots more. You will have to contact them on Facebook to find out what the lots more actually is.
Good on him.
Give them a like on Facebook. Tell them you got sent by Red V.
Yeah.
Right. Moses came in off the back of Joey Lussick leaving. Saints got Moses to come in. And he's a professional. A proper seasoned professional who comes with NRL pedigree and experience and is a proper old head around the squad. I think we were at the end of season awards. And did he get like the Saints community
He got
type
he got
award?
he got Club's Wellbeing Ambassador
There
Award
you go.
for his positive influence around the squad whilst pursuing work experience for post-rugby life alongside his playing duties. And he's given up his free time to help the development of the St. Helens women's team as well.
See, it's almost like we planned this episode.
Yeah.
Um, so he's a thoroughly good bloke. He does more than a decent job coming off the bench and spelling Daryl Clark. He can fill in at halfback at times, but will you give him another year after this year?
Good question. If he wants it, then I don't see why not because of the flexibility he gives you. But it's whether he is happy with the role that he's doing at Saints. I mean, his club website thing lists him as a centre and a fullback as well. So he really is, really can fill in everywhere it seems. Yeah, it depends what he kind of wants going forward because as we've just listed there, the accolade from last year and what he's done and how he kind of looks after himself for post rugby, he's a true professional. This fella, I actually think he's probably got the best in game kicking game of our kind of more experienced professionals.
Which
I think
doesn't really say a lot, but
possibly not, but it's. I just think he's got game smarts, hasn't he? And I like Moses. I do. I think, as you say, he turned up for our forum again. Nice fella, great to chat rugby with. Um, but yeah, it just depends what he wants because again, he'll be 32 next year. I think it's August. He turns 32. Um, if he wanted another year over here, then yeah, okay, absolutely fine. I think that depends on if Jake Burns and or Kieran Nolan are pushing him um, to kind of say to Saints, you don't need to give him another deal.
yes, and that's my thinking on it as well. Because he takes up a quota spot, if Jake Burns carries on his upward trajectory, easy for me to say,
Yeah,
trajectory, and is more than capable of being your second hooker, your backup hooker. And you've got the likes of George Whitby who are coming through who can play in the halves. You've got Harry Robertson who'll be able to play in the halves as well. It's a quota spot which could be
yeah,
maybe better utilised elsewhere. And it wouldn't be anything about Moses, but you've got to use them and ration them wisely. And it could be a case of if Moses wants to play on in the UK, I think they'd have a host of Super League teams willing to take his experience. But it is up to the young players to show the likes of Mike Rush, Paul Wellens, etc., who give out the contracts that we don't need to retain. The interesting thing this year is obviously players can talk to clubs from start of January, can't they?
yeah.
And it's meaning clubs are having to make decisions a lot earlier than they previously would. Maybe players talked to other clubs earlier off the record. But Saints might have to make a call pretty early in the year, mightn't they?
Yeah, I think so. Or they might have the hand force to. He's gone off and not just Moses, but players have gone off and signed another deal because Saints haven't started contract talks because the scene were kind of they're getting the ducks in a row with other players first, and you will have a pecking order of players that you go and try and tie down before you get to others. It's just the way of the world. You can't have them all sat in a row in the same meeting, can you?
Well, you
Some
could.
are going to go beforehand. Well, you could, but it wouldn't work when they find out, like, you're on that. Are you really on that amount of money? But yeah, with regards to Moses, I'm fine with the opinion as well that people might not give him another year. They see what he brings to the team and they're happy with what he brings to the team. But as you say, opening up that quarter spot, opening up that salary cap, bringing someone through, bringing someone in, absolutely all fair enough.
Especially
Uh,
Kev, when you were saying when we talked yesterday about James Bell, and we were saying yes, James is on a quote, he's a quota spot. He's in your 17, but he's not starting. So straight away, you could end up two of your quota players, players who are coming off the bench. Could you better utilise that for quota players who start and generally play 80 minutes nearly?
Arguably so, but then you've probably got Iggy Parsi, who could potentially keep coming off the bench as well.
Yeah,
Um, who knows how the season goes? That you end up. I hope that they do kick on Matt Whitley, Joe Batchelor, starting at second row, and you've got a bench of James Bell, Curtis Sirenan, Moses Mbye, Iggy Parsi. I doubt it would be that, but you've got four quarter players. They've just got to be a quarter players, just got to be of a high enough standard to justify a quarter spot and to bring something to your team. And I do think Moses brings uh, an assurance, experience, and the utility value that we probably have needed over definitely over the past 12 months.
I think he's safe. Safe's a really good word for him.
Yeah,
You know you're going to get a level of play from him, and that level's not going to drop.
yes, yeah, I think that's fair because when you say safe, it's consistent. It's you know that you're not worrying about Moses and whether he's going to bring the goods. And if he doesn't have a good game, you're probably thinking, "Oh, I wonder what's wrong with Moses today," because he is, as you say, he's a professional. Started it off by calling him that, and I completely agree with it.
We'll start off by calling him that, and we'll finish off by saying the same. Right, that's our number 14, Moses and Bite, done and dusted. We'll be back tomorrow for another, only 13 to go. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.